Good morning, good people. This is London Moon with the Morning After Crew. This is episode 2 of Pieces of Thought, my bar breakdown series. Got my Frappuccino here. Shout out to Starbucks. I decided to do something again from the Morning After Crew's first album, the Overlook Sessions, a song called King Kong. My verse on that, I'm the first verse on that, I believe. I decided to do this one. This is one of my favorites because it's kind of on the more poetic side of things, I guess. Um, I go a little deeper down the rabbit hole, but we'll kind of uncover everything as time moves on. Let's see. How did I start off? I'm gonna rap it to y'all. For those who didn't see episode 1, I rap the verse to you. We will break it down line for line. Just my thoughts, feelings, inspirations, meanings behind it, and then I'll wrap it for y'all again so y'all can put it all together again. I started off. Hold on, one more sip. I'll go. Doper than opium, let's open these veins. But the flow is petroleum exploding in flames. You notice we never novice, oh my lord, it's a shame that they living a mile low while that Otis is playing. Greed is a genius weaving seeds in your garden's greenage. Believe you me, if you don't see them, then you lost your harvest. My heart was slightly a cappella when I found this beats, and until you find them, then your soul is gonna be lost regardless. Rolling up the last of my intentions and see your sayonara when I'm here, you never miss me. I suppose I never chose this like this, just an instance, but I try my damn best just to keep feeling this empty. Wholeness in my stomach and this loving that ache. Been atop of some summits, but come from bottom of lakes. Them dumbest hugging them honeys should probably gobble some faith. We on the come up like the sun up, ain't no hide in my face. Yeah. All right, so that is King Kong again from the Overlook Sessions. So I start off. So I did a lot of foretelling in this album, and I didn't know it at the time. So it's really like when I went back and listened to it in hindsight, it's like, ooh, that's weird. So I started off doper than opium. Let's open these veins. So obviously, like, opium is a drug. So I'm saying I'm dope as opium. Doper than opium, let's open these veins. Open these veins, kind of another drug reference. Not that you inject opium, but it's just kind of another, it's along that same vein, no pun intended. Let's open these veins. So when I say let's open these veins, I'm saying like let's open this, like open yourself up, open your heart, let's open these, and also like let's open these veins, like let's get this dopeness that I'm saying, let's open it up so you can receive it. So doper than opium, let's open these veins. But the flow is petroleum exploding in flames. So that's just the rapper, like I'm saying, my flow is petroleum. It's a highly flammable, explosive, exploding in flames. So it's good for you in a sense where when you do open your veins, you're gonna feel it, but it's also deadly because it's explosive. So it's kind of, I went from like poetic to like rapidy rap back to back. So doper than opium, let's open these veins. But the flow is petroleum exploding in flames. You notice we never novice, oh my lord, it's a shame that they live in a mile low while that Otis is playing. So when I say you notice we never novice, oh my lord, it's a shame. Like you're noticing like none of this is novice. And when I first wrote it, I thought it was novice. So then I was like, man, we're just gonna keep that shit because it sounds dope. So you notice we never novice, oh my lord, it's a shame that they live in a mile low while that Otis is playing. So you notice that none of this is like beginner's level. So it's a shame that they're living a mile low while that Otis is playing. So I'm saying, it's a shame that people live so low, like a mile deep down, like a mile low. So they're living a mile low while that Otis is playing. Otis is a reference to Otis Redding, which he sung a lot of. He was like a soul singer. He sung lots of like sadder songs, things like that. So I just imagine somebody living like very low, being down in the dumps, depressed or whatever. And they're listening to what I'm saying, like sad music, but it's also a reference to a cat and dog movie called Milo and Otis. Some of you may remember, where pretty much the cat Milo gets lost, Otis goes to find him, and he goes on many adventures. So it's actually kind of like a three-way thing. So I'm saying a mile low while that Otis is playing. So you're depressed and you're listening to sad music, whatever. Then it's Milo and Otis reference, but then also it's like Milo the cat was like off venturing off doing whatever, actually struggling, and then Otis was just kind of like going on these side adventures and this and that. Like he was playing, like Otis was playing, he was playing, and Milo was going through this, that, and the other. So it's kind of like a three-way. So that they live in a mile low while that Otis is playing. Greed is a genius weaving seeds in your garden's greenage. So I'm personifying greed here. I'm personifying greed. Greed can infiltrate your soul, and it's a poison. So, when you start feeling greed, it can really mess up everything good that you have going for you on the inside. So, greed is a genius, like it's a gene, like it's smart as hell. Like if I'm still personifying it. So, greed is a genius weaving seeds in your garden's greenest. So, greed can plant seeds, and what I'm saying, like your good qualities, and it can eat you alive from the inside. So greed is a genius weaving seeds in your garden's greenage. Your garden's greenage meaning your soul, your harvest, because I later say harvest. And let's see, greed is a genius weaving seeds in your garden's greenage. Believe you me, if you don't see them, then you lost your harvest. If you don't see them seeds that greed has planted, you're gonna lose your harvest in your garden. So it's like pretty much it's a long poetic way of saying that greed can destroy the good qualities of your soul. So greed is a genius weaving seeds in your garden's greenage. Believe you me, if you don't see them, then you lost your harvest. My heart was slightly a cappella when I found his beats, and until you find them, then your soul is gonna be lost regardless. So when I say my heart was slightly a cappella, a cappella like without beats. So I'm saying it was slightly a cappella. So it barely had any beats. Like my heart was barely alive. So my heart was slightly a cappella when I found his beats. So when I finally found his beats, it was still empty. It was still quiet. So until you find those beats, your soul is gonna be lost. Like regardless, like whatever that you may think that your good qualities are, you'll found his beats. Until you find them, then your soul is gonna be lost regardless. So until you find what makes your heart beat, your soul is gonna be lost. Period. So until you find an inspiration, something that makes your heart beat, whether it's a person, some kind of talent, some kind of hobby, mainly that, because you don't want to base your dreams and aspirations on one person necessarily. So definitely something that would have to do with you individually and build you as a person, build your character. So I was slightly a cappella when I found his beats. Until you find them, then your soul is gonna be lost regardless. Rolling up the last of my intentions, and see you sayonara when I'm here. You never miss me. So like rolling up the last of my intentions. That's like a smoker's reference. Like back in the day, I just imagine like, let's say you're wits end with this person, and it's like you rolling up that last one, trying to make a last peace offering, pretty much. Like I imagine like rolling that last one for, maybe the final conversation you might have with a certain person. But you know what I'm saying? It also just means like this is my last go. This is my last shot at all this, and it could be life necessarily. It don't necessarily have to be like relationship wise, but it could just be anything. So I'm rolling up the last of my intentions. And see you sayonara, when I'm here, you never miss me. That kind of goes into another relationship thing. It's like, see you, because when I'm here, like, you never miss me. So like when I'm gone, maybe you will. But it also can go for life too. Like, let's say somebody's feeling suicidal. Maybe they feel like they're rolling up the last of their intentions, like, before you do something stupid. And imagine just somebody like wanting to leave this life, like, when I'm hearing you never miss me, like, because some people feel like the world doesn't see them necessarily. So, and I felt like that at one point in time. So it's like rolling up the last of my intentions. See you sayonara, when I'm here, you never miss me. I suppose I never chose this life that's just an instance. So I ain't never choose this life, and life is as quick as a blink of an eye. So it's crazy because none of us asked to be here. But you know what I'm saying, we're here and we have to deal with, what I'm saying, what we have to deal with. So I suppose I never chose this life that's just an instance. But I try my damn best just to keep feeling this empty. Wholeness in my stomach and it's loving to ache. So I suppose I never chose this life that's just an instance, but I try my damn best just to keep feeling this empty. That goes a couple ways. So when I say I try my damn best just to keep feeling this empty, I'm saying like you'll keep trying to do everything in your power to feel good, but you still feel empty inside. So I'm saying I'm doing everything I can just to keep feeling this empty. But I'm also saying, because in the next I go, I try my damn best just to keep feeling this empty. Wholeness in my stomach and it's loving to ache. So it's like I use feeling empty and feeling empty, like feeling empty, feeling this empty, wholeness in my stomach. So I'm saying I'm feeling empty, or feeling this empty, and then feeling this empty whole. So I use feeling both ways, like feeling and filling. So feeling this empty, wholeness in my stomach, and this loving to ache. So you know what I'm saying, like that hunger that I have, or you always have this hole inside you that you can't fill. You haven't found anything to fill it yet. But it's also what I meant by foretelling earlier. I had a situation in 2016 where I had like surgery, and it was like in the abdominal area. So, but I wrote this way before, you know what I'm saying, like that happened. So it was weird that happened to be, you know what I'm saying, like it coincided with that whole situation. So it was weird, and it gets even weirder because I go, wholeness in my stomach and it's loving to ache. And it hurt really bad, by the way. It wasn't just a minor thing. It was quite a life-changing experience. But let's see, wholeness in my stomach and it's loving to ache. Been atop of some summits, but come from bottom of lakes. So top of summits, like I've been at the top of the world, like my version of the top of the world, and like a summit of a mountain, like meaning like the top of a mountain. Been atop of some summits, but come from bottom of lakes. But what's crazy about that is the first hospital I went to when the incident happened was Summit Medical Center, which is it's a hospital in Nashville. So that was just kind of weird that it happened like that. Like, that's just really, really strange to me. And somebody actually pointed it out. I didn't even point it out to myself. I don't know who it was. It could have been my mama. I'm not really sure. But regardless, been atop of some summits, but come from bottom of lakes. So when I'm saying I've been at the top of the world, but I came from the bottom, like the bottom bottom. When you come from bottom of lakes, you come from the bottom bottom. So been atop of some summits, but come from bottom of lakes. Them dummies hugging them hundreds should probably gobble some faith. So people that, they cling on to money, and they hugging them hundreds, hugging the $100 bill. So, people that cling on to money and stuff, they probably should just gobble some faith. They probably should just try faith, instead of putting all your faith in the dollar bill. Them dummies hugging them hundreds. Them dummies hugging them hundreds should probably gobble some faith. We on the come up like the sun up, ain't no hide in my face. So that was just pretty much simply like, my group is on the come up like the sun comes up, and there ain't no hide in my face, like there's no hiding the sun coming up. So that's pretty much what that was. I want to say that I explained everything as best as possible. If there's any questions or anything, let me know. I tried to be as thorough as I could. I know some of that stuff is a little out there. I understand that. But that's just how I like to write. So that's another reason why I created this series, so people can see like where I'm coming from. Because I know a lot of people see things or they hear my verses sometimes and they'll be like, "The fuck is he talking about?" I've had people ask me that before, or they say they have no idea what I'm talking about, but it sounds really good. So it's like I like to let people know and break down things, so like they know that I'm not just jumbling words together. Like everything I say like has a meaning, and if it doesn't have a meaning, then I'll most definitely let you know about it. So we'll do the verse again, and we will wrap this episode up. So let's see. Doper than opium, let's open these veins. But the flow is petroleum exploding in flames. You notice we never novice. Oh my Lord, it's a shame that they living a mile low while that Otis is playing. Greed is a genius weaving seeds in your garden's greenage. Believe you me, if you don't see them, then you lost your harvest. My heart was slightly a cappella when I found this beats, and until you find them, then your soul is gonna be lost regardless. Rolling up the last of my intentions. And see you sayonara when I'm here, you never miss me. I suppose I never chose this life, that's just an instance, but I try my damn best just to keep feeling this empty. Wholeness in my stomach and this loving that ache. Been atop of some summits, but come from bottom of lakes. Them dummies hugging them hundreds should probably gobble some faith. We on the come up like the sun up, ain't no hide in my face. Yeah. So that was King Kong. From the first album, The Overlook Sessions, from the Morning After crew. I'll probably be doing another episode here probably in a few days once I decide which one I want to do. If y'all have any questions or suggestions about this series, then just let me know. I try my best to just explain what goes on in my head. So sometimes it gets kind of hard doing it in a small amount of time, but I try to also make it digestible. So if y'all have any questions or comments, let me know. Y'all have a beautiful, what's today? My birthday's coming up soon. What is today? January 21st, 22nd, something like that. It is a Friday. You all have a beautiful weekend. God bless y'all, and I will see y'all next episode. Moon out.